So this post is about money. Now I get this question a lot. How much do you need in your Nigerian bank account to apply for a visa? Strange as that sounds, that is a question that I do get from people a lot. Now stay with me. Yes, I know most times when people ask those questions, they want to know the minimum amount that is required. But there is no minimum amount that is required for you to apply for a visa. Now, let me explain. The minimum amount, if any, is the amount you need to embark on that trip and extra to take care of yourself when you come back, provided that your bank account shows sustainable income. Now, it shows that periodically you earn an income, and based on this income, you can afford your trip, and then you can also afford to survive when you come back home. Let me explain. Before you apply for a visa, most visa application would require that you estimate how much is available to you for the trip. Now, in estimating how much is available for the trip, you have to consider how much you're going to spend on your ticket, how long you're going to stay in that destination, and then how much you're going to spend, while you are there. Of course, if you're staying in a hotel, the amount you're going to be spending in a hotel would also come into play. Now, your pocket money and your feeding money would also be considered. That is why before you go on a trip and you're applying for a visa, and then the first thing you want to do is to go online and get an estimate of how much a flight ticket will cost. Let's say you're going to the UK and then you go online and realize that you can buy a flight ticket for, let's say, 400,000 naira, I'm just saying. And then you now realize, okay, you say you're staying in a hotel. Okay, you're staying in a hotel for 7 days. Let's say per night, you're paying, just saying, £50 per night. You calculate £50 times 7 nights, and then you get the total. Whatever total you get, you convert it, just at the, at a reasonable rate. I would just convert it at the highest available rate, which normally would be the black market rate. So just so that I can be safe. Let me just assume that maybe it comes to, let me just assume that it comes to 240,000, and then I add my 240,000 to my 400,000, which maybe brings me to maybe about 650K. I estimate an amount I need for my pocket money, and then let's just say I tell myself, okay, it's going to be 150K. Now I'm just saying 150K. Now if I add my 150K to my 650, I have a total of 800,000 naira available for that trip. That's how much I'm saying that I need to go on that trip. Now, to even make that application, I should have 800,000 naira, because if you're making an application and telling someone you're doing something, then you have to be believable. It has to be true that whatever, if you say you're traveling to the UK and you have this money, then it must be that you have that money for someone to believe you. I want to have 800K at the very minimum sitting in my account. Now, because I know it is tricky, I wouldn't just allow 800K to be sitting in my account. I would make it maybe like £1 million. So they can see that I have a little extra, and let's say I earn in a month, for example, maybe, let's assume that I earn 800K, or maybe even less. Let me be realistic. What's the range? Let's even say I earn, 200K, 300K. And then I'm like, okay, I have 800K available for this trip. I'm traveling at this time. I still have an extra 200K that is going to be available for me when I come back home, and then at the end of the month, I would earn another 300 to 500K. Now, this is how you do your estimates. It is common sense. It is not someone telling you. You can go, if you fill in your form that you earn 100,000 naira every month, and then I tell you minimum have 10 million naira. Now, how did you go from 100,000 to 10 million? It does not make sense unless you have proof that you have other sources of income where it is justifiable that, okay, you can earn 10 million naira, but there's no fixed amount that everybody must have this amount in the account. No, it would depend on your lifestyle. It would depend on your income and also your lifestyle, because most applications would require that you state how much you spend in living expenses every month. And if you're making an application, you want to be as conservative as possible, because let's say you claim that you are earning, let's say, 1 million naira, and then in living expenses your expenses is like 900,000 naira a month. It means it's only 100,000 naira that is available for you to play. So it's just simple math. You just have to calculate in the way that, okay, I earn 100,000 naira, my living expense is 35,000 naira, and then they're like, oh, okay, so after all said and done, this person still has maybe like 65,000 naira to play. That's how it works. Now, so I'm saying that at the minimum, if you're asking for any minimum amount, I'll tell you the minimum should be the cost of your trip, plus a little extra. Because if I find out that someone has only 1 million naira and the trip costs only 1 million naira, and the trip probably costs 1 million naira, I'm going to be thinking, okay, 1 million naira, how is this person going to survive when they get back? And then I'm going to look around and say, okay, do they have any steady source of income? Do they have any source of income that when it comes in, they will be fine after spending this 1 million naira? So that is the common sense. Yes, I know for countries like maybe the Schengen area, you don't want to just have the barest minimum, because those people, you need money. For Schengen it's difficult. So for the difficult countries, you just want to have a little bit more, just depending on your lifestyle. You want to have savings. You want to appear to have, at the very, least, a 6 months, of your salary savings. Because if you're traveling, then you should have saved, up to a particular time. I don't want to say 1 year, but I want to say you want to have, if you earn an income, you want to show that you have at least 6 months of your income, in savings. So they see you and then they're like, okay, this person is serious. They've actually been planning this trip, and then they have, that money sitting in there. So I'm saying have the cost of your trip, and then, enough savings. If your salary is good enough, I'm sure a month or 2 months savings can be fine. But if your salary is low, then you want to give yourself enough time, up to 6 months. When I started traveling, my salary wasn't, was nothing to write home about. I had to appear to be saving, for many months to show that, okay, I am, I have money, but some people, can do that in a month or two. But at the time I started traveling, I couldn't do that. But now it's different. So if you give yourself, if you earn well, and then you're like, okay, if you just show the extra 1 month, salary, it would look good, then do that. But if you don't, you're among the, you don't earn really well, then give yourself time to have that saving. So no, there is no fixed amount. The amount of your trip, the cost of your trip, should be the minimum you should have, and then a little extra to show that, okay, after spending this money, by the time you get back home, you can still survive. They don't want you to go to their country and finish your money and come back and suffer. They're looking out for you. So I hope that this was useful. If you like this content, click on the like button. If you want to see more of it, subscribe. And have a good day. Thank you.